Hi, welcome to Weinke World Adventures. In this video, we're going to take you on a self-guided walking tour of Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. So come on along as we discover some really cool sights on our own. We made it to Puerto Rico.
Yay!
So you can see the ship behind us there. It's a huge ship.
Yeah.
We just got off.
We have to see it in person. It's such a huge ship.
Yeah. And now we're going to go walk around. We're doing a walking tour. So, and yeah, kind of all over the Old San Juan.
Yep.
But yeah, we're really excited. We do have the Carnival Magic in port behind us as well. So we're gonna go walk around and check it all out.
Just imagine.
We've got a cool little I Love Puerto Rico over here. You see it? There we go. Yeah. You can take pictures by. Anyway, we're gonna go check it all out. I think we're going over toward the fort and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Old San Juan is actually a pretty small area and it's very walkable in a day. However, you may have to pick and choose your favorites because it's hard to see everything in one day. While we were there, we were able to see the now Trinidad right in the harbor. This is a replica of an old ship sailed by Magellan in about 1520 when he was the first one to sail the world. So that was kind of cool to see. As you walk along this area, you'll see quite a few vendors trying to sell different wares and souvenirs. Most of them will only accept cash, however, so you may want to bring some cash with you because I heard several say they would not take credit cards. So you just kind of keep walking this direction. You would take a left when you get off the ship with your back to the harbor looking at the city. So that's the direction we're going here. And you may even get to hear a musician as you're walking by. As you keep walking down this street, there's some really pretty views of the harbor of San Juan Bay on your left. And you'll see various buildings and things on your right. And just kind of continue walking around. And you'll see a couple fountains. And again, lots of vendors trying to sell things along the way. And when you get kind of to the end of the street, you'll notice kind of a pink building. And the pink building is called the Casita. And there it is. It's actually a rum bar, La Casita. And we'll see that again in a minute. There's a little park here on the right where you can take a break if you need to. A lot of benches and some pretty fountains and birds to watch. We noticed quite a few Christmas decorations that were still up. We were here in January, so I think they just left them up a little longer. And there's the La Casita again. They have some really good drinks here, handcrafted, fresh local coconut and pineapple. We didn't stop this time, but maybe next time. But it is a rum bar. And as you continue walking, you'll see like a cafe and beautiful, beautiful pavement. The cobblestones here are very old, most of them, although they have been replacing some of the older ones with newer bricks to kind of match a little bit, but just beautiful to walk on. And there we see the city wall, which was built in the early 1500s. It was started, it's almost 20 feet thick. and it was finally finished in 1782, built to protect the city against enemy attacks. There's a nice map here. This is actually where we got the picture of our map from, and a legend in case you're trying to figure out where you're going by this point. But yeah, it's fun to see the old wall, and it was built all around the old San Juan city at that point. So we'll continue on. There's some pigeons if you want to feed some pigeons. We found out they liked Doritos that day, apparently. I don't know how healthy that was, but they did like the Doritos. As you continue to the left, this street is called the Presidio de La Princesa, and it's all lined with trees and park benches. So if you need to take a break, this is a great spot to do it. There's also some gardens here with statues right next to the city wall, and a playground for the kids, which was partially funded by Carnival Cruise Lines. As you continue down the Paseo, you'll see another restaurant or two. Some of them look really cool, very shady and nice, and some beautiful trees. We weren't sure what kind of tree this one was. And then, as you go a little further down, you'll come to a building that houses right now the Puerto Rico Tourism Company, but it used to be the San Juan Jail at one time. So this is a really fun place to visit, and it's air conditioned, so if you need a break from the heat, this is a good stop. It now has also an art museum inside, and there's also an area where you can still view the old jail if you want to take a peek at that. This used to be a jail, and it was actually, all the prisoners were located outside the city wall. They don't really advertise it as such now. It's turned into the Tourism Bureau and has art inside, but yeah, this is actually the La Princesa, and it was once the San Juan Jail. And I'm going to put a link in the description to this tour that we've found on the internet that we're doing that you might want to try. It's just a walking tour, but it also has all that specific information that you wouldn't find just walking by. So it's kind of nice to be able to read up on exactly what you're seeing, because we were here once before, and they actually had it more, I think it was described as a jail, but now it's not. So
I believe that's the jail.
yeah, we can see one of the cells where they kept the prisoners. So we're gonna take a peek at that now.
They blocked it off. Okay, here we go.
Interesting stuff,
Yeah.
huh? Back inside, there's lots of works of art to explore. And if you're looking for a restroom by now, out back of this building is a very nice restroom, and it's free of charge. We noticed others were charging 50 cents for the public restroom, so this one's free of charge in the Tourism Bureau. Then as you exit and go a little further down the Paseo, you will see a beautiful fountain with a statue called Races. And this symbolizes the island's cultural roots. So there's a beautiful view of the fountain here, and then you can look at the harbor as well. And if you look very closely, you may even see the Bacardi rum factory across the way. The Bacardi rum factory actually offers tours, but that you would need to set up separately. You can take and drive yourself over there or take public transport over to the rum factory. After enjoying the fountain for a while, it's time to move on. There's where we just came from, and now we will be going the other direction. So if you kind of take a right from the fountain and follow along the city wall, along the waterway, there's a walkway. And this is also called the Paseo. And this walkway will take you all the way to the city gate. So there's lots of different statues along here. There's a metal sculpture that look like spikes. But yeah, it's just a beautiful walk that goes along, and you can enjoy the scenery.
Yeah.
It says here that there's a trail that goes all along the side around to the fort. You can take that one, but then you can't stop. You can't go off the trail. There's guards and stuff. Or you can go through the city wall. What do you want to, which would you rather do?
Just go where the main gate was. That's where we wanted.
Okay. And there it is, the city gate. This is the last city gate remaining. There used to be 6 at one time, and these were closed at sundown to protect the residents at one point in time. Above the gate is an inscription that means, it's Latin for "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." There you see the trail that would continue on if you wanted to walk to the fort this way. It's called Paseo del Morro, and would take you along. It's about a 3/4 mile long walk one way. But if the fort's open, you could get up that way. As you come through the gate, you can't help but notice how thick the wall is. In some places it's 20 feet thick. Wow. And the buildings in Old San Juan are just gorgeous. Most of them have been restored and they're 300 to 400 years old. 16th and 17th century Spanish colonial buildings. So some of them are very unique. And look at those palm trees. After going through the gate, we're going to go straight ahead up the hill. And you'll notice some trees along the street here too. This street leads directly toward the cathedral at the top of the hill. San Juan Cathedral is actually 450 years old, and it's constantly being restored. It was originally built of wood and has been refashioned over the years. Just beautiful. They actually still have Mass here as well. It's open daily and it's free of charge. After leaving the cathedral, we explored some of the shops and restaurants nearby as we made our way up the hill. This street is called Cristo Street, and there's many different art galleries and museums along the way as well. So lots to explore. Then when you get to the top of the hill, you will find the San Jose Plaza. Just past this area, the street comes to an end, and then you'll take a left and see a big tall totem pole. And then you'll go down some steps, and this area here is called Plaza del Quinto Centenario. And at this point in time, they had a big stage set up because they were getting ready for an annual festival that they have in San Juan. I think they're getting ready they're having a huge festival here starting in 2 days, so that's why they're setting up the stage. They got porta potties. It's wall-to-wall people. We saw a picture of it. I can't think of the name of the festival. I'll put it in later. I'll write it down. But anyway, we're just gonna miss it. That's why there's so many food stands and food trucks everywhere right now. They're getting ready for that. From this area, you just walk a little bit closer to the ocean, and if you look toward the left, you will see the El Morro Fort across a large field.
Running away from me, huh?
No, just waiting for you.
Oh, okay, I have to look for you.
It says that people here fly kites a lot, especially on the weekends. There's a cemetery over there. Why don't we walk back that way? We can get a picture of the cemetery.
Sure. How small is it?
I'm not going in there. You know me, I'm afraid of heights. What if that thing fell?
Not that far down. Yeah, let's see what's inside of this thing. Not much of a view. Let's check this out. A lot of waves. Waves. Windy. Nice cool breeze. There's the cemetery. See the waves. Back to you, sweetie.
Well, we're at the top of the rock here and El Morro Fort, right? This is the fort that guarded the city for many, many years. I think it started in the 1500s, but there's just so much information here. I'm going to put a little bit in the description, and there's going to be links as well if you want to know more information. It's just a beautiful site.
A lot to see.
The ocean views are just amazing here, and then you can see the fort up there behind us. They offer tours. I think it's about, well, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check. $10, $15 a person. We just don't have time today. We want to see as much as we can. So we're going to keep rocking on. But wow, just gorgeous views here in El Morro. After leaving the fort area, we kind of backtracked a little bit and went across the field through the area by the totem pole and took a right on Cristo Street and took a better look at the church that's there called the San Jose Church. This church also has some wonderful features and art inside. Then we explored a little bit and walked down the street to see some different shops and just check out some of the restaurants. Look at these buildings. Some are really colorful and some have seen better days. At this point, we decided to walk down toward the harbor again, only this time we were going to be on top of the wall. And on the way down, we saw many other buildings, different kinds of food for sale, and some really pretty kind of town squares that they had all decorated up still from Christmas. Then when we got to the end of Cristo Street again, this time we were overlooking the harbor and it was just gorgeous. And we could even see the cruise ship from here. There's really no way you can get lost in Old San Juan, because you can always kind of see where the harbor is from one angle or another, and of course the cruise ships stand out. From there, we walked back up 2 blocks and then took a right on San Francisco Street and walked down a ways until we came to a very unique restaurant that we'd been wanting to check out called Chaco Bar Cortez. Here, they incorporate chocolate into almost everything on the menu, including hot chocolate, coffees, cocktails, sweets and pastries, and different kinds of main dishes as well. It was really cool. After leaving here, we took a right on San Francisco Street and walked to the end where we saw Castillo San Cristobal. This is another fort in San Juan, which was built in 1634 and completed in 1771 to protect the city from the sea and land invasions. Now, you do need an admission fee for this fort as well, but if you paid for El Morro, that covers both forts. So you only have to pay one admission fee. From the fort, we just started walking down the hill toward the cruise ship. It's pretty easy to figure out where to go from here. There's lots of traffic in Old San Juan though, so you have to be careful and stay on the sidewalks. Lots of little shops and eateries along the way, and a few bars as you get closer to the port. We decided to go into one and give it a try. They had mofongo here, but we weren't hungry. That's a traditional dish of Puerto Rico. But we decided to try a drink. So we had a rum punch, and we even had a shot. The shots were only $1 since it was happy hour.
How you like it?
Shots are only $1.
Want a shot?
We had a great day walking around Old San Juan. It was fun to check out the different ships on the way back to the Mardi Gras. There's just so much to see here. It's hard to fit it all in one day. I'm going to leave a link in the description for the walking tour that we kind of used as a template, although we kind of veered off on our own. As I mentioned, you really can't get lost in Old San Juan, so it's fun to just explore too. But at least it'll be a starting point for you. This city is so beautiful, and we hope to be back again soon. Thanks so much for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed this walking tour of Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. If you did, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. That really helps our channel. And thanks so much for watching. Until next time.